Okay, friends, so thanks for joining me. I'm going to have a little trouble being able to see who's here and who's not because I'm on my own here to film this today. So I'm hoping lots of you can join us now, or if not, you can't watch it at the moment, you can always watch it later. We'll keep it on our things, but welcome. We're so glad you're here. And I'm looking forward to this opportunity to be able to do a little something special with you. We've missed you guys so much over the last few weeks that we haven't been able to get together, and thought maybe this would be a fun way to reconnect, and it would be a fun way just to kind of learn a few things and maybe just get ready. So I tried to figure out how to get my computer to work right, or my laptop and all that, but I guess you're gonna have to settle for me kind of holding stuff around. But if you're in your kitchen, because we're gonna do a cook with me, I would ask that you get out a bowl. You're gonna need a bowl, you're gonna need a spoon, something to stir with. If you've got a mixer, do that, it'll save you some time. You're gonna need some oil, just olive oil. Let's see, you're going to need some flour. Okay. You're going to need some table salt. I keep mine in a little jar by my stove. You're going to need some water. And we're going to be making matzo. Now, matzo is something that the people of Israel have been using in their Passover celebrations for thousands of years, all the way back to what we were talking about. Should have talked about today, but like many of you, I'm finding this time really busy and I haven't gotten a chance to upload today's video. So if you're not watching live, stop. If you're watching after the fact, stop the video now. Go ahead and watch Wednesday's video, which hopefully will be up later tonight. And you'll get a chance to see what we're talking about a bit in more depth. But anyways, I am really excited to get started. So I don't know about you guys, but I like my bread squishy. I like it to be really, really squishy, and I like seeds in mine. But so this bread that we're making today is kind of going to be more like one of these things. It's going to be crispy, crackery kind of thing. But, yeah, you're going to also need measuring cup and measuring spoons. You're going to need a pan in your oven, And if you're going to be making them right now, turn on your oven to 500 degrees. That's what you're going to be needing it for. You'll probably want some sort of a rolling pin to roll it flat. So anyways, we've been learning a lot of new things this week, learning about the celebrations that Jesus did on his last week on earth. And some of the things that Jesus did were celebrations that the people of Israel had been doing since the time of Moses. And so this bread is part of a celebration called Passover, and it's to celebrate when Jesus delivered his people out of Egypt. Now let me see if I can move this without totally messing this up here. Whoops. Okay, there we go. So I put my map up. So the people of Israel were living over here in Egypt, and whoops, I've got my phone in the way. There we go. They were living over here in Egypt, and God did some amazing things to get them out of Egypt, and this was how he was going to have them remember, and he told them, I want you to remember this celebration. And boy, am I going to knock this thing over. I don't know about you guys, but I am having a hard time learning lots of new things right now. It's taken me a while. So what I want you to do with this bake with me, I want you to go ahead and get your flour out, and I want you to get 3 cups of flour. So you're going to put them in. I hope you guys have washed your hands. That's important. I did. Whoa. Yeah, you didn't see that. I just kind of overfilled it a little bit. That's okay. It's not exact. And if anybody's ever cooked with me before, they know I'm not a really exact cook. I drive my husband PJ nuts because he likes to be exact. So we got 3 cups of flour. This is just so that you remember these days. This was the flour that I could get at the store the other day. I usually buy it in great big bags. This teeny little bag was the only thing I could get the other week. And I thought, oh my word, what is the world coming to? It's awful strange. So we needed 3 cups of flour. I'm going to go ahead and put it in my bowl. And now we're going to need a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So sea salt would be great, but at the moment I don't have any in my house, and I didn't want to leave the house for that. So you're going to want to do a 1/2 teaspoon. And kids, if you're new to baking, there's lots of different spoons that you can use for measuring. The very smallest one is 1/4 teaspoon, and then a 1/2 teaspoon, a teaspoon, and a tablespoon. So we're going to be using the 1/2 teaspoon and the tablespoon. Yeah, that'll be the 2 that we use today. So 1/2 teaspoon. We'll put the second one in there. So you're going to measure out your salt and put that in. Okay. Then we're going to be adding in 3 of the tablespoons. So 3 of the great big tablespoons in there. Now, olive oil would have been something that they used a lot of back in Bible times because that was the plants that grew in that part of the world. They were they were lots of olive trees. So this is water in my pitcher here. So we're going to do 1 cup of water. So go ahead and do that. Put 1 cup of water in. And then I want you to start stirring it. So go ahead and stir it. And while we're stirring it, I wanted to finish telling you a little bit about the story. The nice thing about the videos that I've been doing is I have been making the videos this week, and I have been putting people on pause. I've been erasing things that didn't work right. Last night, or Tuesday's video, I saved you some of the fun things that went wrong, all of the bloopers, because I was taping yesterday in the afternoon, and I was really tired, and I just wasn't able to make much sense. So when you get me live, you don't get all the filters. To get rid of all of my mistakes and my rabbit trails. But anyways, so the people of Israel, they were celebrating the Passover when Jesus was going, or when God was going to send the very last of the plagues, and he wanted his people to follow his instructions. And one of the instructions was you have to get rid of all of the yeast in your house. Now, I don't know about you guys, if you bake at all. I forgot to grab mine out. I get my yeast in a whole big container of it, and I keep it in my fridge. But yeast is something that makes bread rise. It makes it nice and soft and squishy. Oh, I like things that are made with yeast. But now, if you're like me right now, it looks like my crackers are going to be too dry. So I'm going to add in a little bit more water. I hope that'll work. If not, we'll have a fun failure to work with together. So yeah, just a little bit more water worked. It's starting to bind together. So the people were told they had to sweep their houses out from all the yeast, and it was quite a long time. If you look back in the book of Exodus, that God didn't want them to have yeast in their house. So the people of Israel were told, you need to follow the instructions for quite a long time. And I want you to look that up in Exodus, kids, if you can, because it'd be really fun to see exactly what God said and what the instructions were for God's people. And boy, I don't know about you, but I'm getting out of breath. So let's see here. I'm getting a little bit better here. I think I still want just a little more water in mine. And I'm sorry, guys. I know you can't see. I tried really hard to find setups that worked. For next week's video, maybe I'll come up with something else that works a little better. But for today, this is what we got. So anyhow, let's see where we're at here. Oh, goodness, now it's getting hard. Oh, I bet yours is getting hard too. Now, one thing that's important is to get a clean work surface. And I bet in your kitchen you've already washed your counters like I did. But what we're going to do is take a little bit of the flour, and we're going to go ahead and sprinkle it on our board or on our counter, whatever's clean that you're using. So, do you see my mess of flour and water? A little more salt and we could have Play-Doh. A little bit of corn, what's the stuff? Well, that's terrible. My brain just went blank. Cream of tartar. That's what I was thinking of. Pretty much the same things are in homemade Play-Doh are in these things. A few extra ingredients. So what we need to do now is we need to knead our dough together. So I want you to squish it out. If you've been stuck with the kids all week in your house, this is a good thing to do. Give it a little bit of a squish. But once you do, it'll start picking up all the little bits that haven't really worked yet. So the matzo bread was just one part of the celebration. And again, check out Wednesday's video because we're going to be talking. All your Kids Quest leaders came on and are helping us put together these videos. And they have told us all about, or we're going to be talking all about this celebration that that the Passover is for. Oh, I'm out of breath. Okay, so we've got kind of a squishy dough here. So what I want you to do then is to take your rolling pin and on your board, push it down and make it real nice and flat and thin. Okay. You want to roll it out. I like to make pizza and flour bread and stuff like that at my house. So this feels like I'm making pizza. I bet the pizza would taste a little bit better than this. This is kind of plain. It's like eating a saltine cracker, except I don't think it's quite as salty. So roll it out real thin. Everybody in the family get a chance to do that, okay? Because it's awful fun. So you get a chance to roll out your dough because we're going to be making matzo crackers. Now, I have no idea exactly how thin to make these because I actually have never made these before. Talk about being adventurous. First Facebook Live and then also first time making something. I hope other people are smarter than I am. I've been learning a lot this week. I hope you have. I hope you've been studying your Bibles and getting a chance to get ready to celebrate Easter. We have so much to be thankful for right now. So if you have a pizza wheel, that would be the perfect way to get these from your where you've rolled them out. And I would pick up the iPad right now, but I am kind of afraid that if I pick up the iPad, I'm never going to get it to rest again. It's kind of sitting precariously on my table. So I'm going to just go ahead and hold it up to you. So here's just one piece of it. And I think I'm going to make mine look kind of square, a little bit pretty. That way I can feel like it's looking nice. So, okay, I've got mine here. I think it's a little thick. You might have to practice with it and see if you want to make it thinner. Now, I've got a cookie sheet here. And it didn't say, but I always like to spray mine with a little bit of oil just because my pans like to stick, things like to stick to them. So go ahead and put your matzo crackers on there. Now, it doesn't take very long to do these. It only, at 500 degrees is what you bake them at. And it says that you only need to cook them for 3 minutes on one side and 2 minutes on the other side. So we don't really have to cook them for very long. Now, this batch made so many crackers for me. I'm looking at it going, let me see if I can fit them all on my pan. And then there's the ones that didn't look quite so nice that I'll just leave on my dough board. But okay. So we've got some more little pieces here. I think mine, I have quite a bit here left on my counter. I think I probably have enough for the whole of this pan, this big baker's pan. I think it would cover the whole thing if I wanted to. I think I have enough dough for that. So you get lots of crackers out of it. What you're supposed to do next is take a fork and dig it in. So make some holes. Again, if you're stressed out from everybody being stuck in the house or it's so hot outside to play, you can pound on the dough a little together. Make lots of holes. Okay, so we got lots of holes here. All right, I think I need 3 hands for this job. Okay, so these are going to go ahead. I'm going to move this one up because he keeps sliding around. I'm going to put him in for 3 minutes. So let's set the timer here for 3 minutes. And oh my, is it ever hot in that oven. 500 degrees is really hot. So be really careful, kids. You're going to want mom and dad to do that. Now I have, while we're waiting, I have a little trick for you to do. You guys are going to have, let me clean my hands quick. Sorry about that. I had to wash my hands. They were full of little bits of dough, and that drives me crazy. So you're guys going to have lots of Easter eggs this week. Hopefully you're going to do some Easter egg hunts maybe in your yard. And once you have made your hard-boiled eggs and decorated them, when when you're all done with those, take the shell off and try this with me. Find a jar that has an opening that's really, really small. Maybe not too small. You can see part of the egg fits down in it and some part doesn't. So, moms and dads need to do this part, guys. Kids, I'm telling you, don't mess with these. Let mom and dad do this part. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your matches, and I want you to light the match and put it down inside. Whoop. It may not work because I think I may have done it too fast. But that egg that couldn't fit in before should squishy down in. Yeah. Maybe not. Well, I can't get it. Look. It works somewhat. You'll have to try this at home. And if it works for you, let me know. I may have had too small of a container. When I did it before the event, it worked just fine. But we had to get some different sized eggs this week. And I may have grabbed a different size. Well, that didn't work. That one went out as soon as I put it in. Okay, let's try one. 3rd time's a charm, right? If Miss Heather can do the match. Okay, so, well, guys, what do you know? It's live. It didn't work so well. Yep, now that I've broken the seal, it didn't work so well. So you try it at home. You'll have hopefully lots of eggs to be able to do that with. But see if you can get the egg to squish down inside your jar. Okay, so another thing I wanted to say to you is on Friday, we're going to be having another event. I'm not sure exactly what that's going to look like, but you are going to need some Peeps. And if you don't have Peeps, the big size marshmallows work just fine if you've got big size marshmallows at home. But you're going to need 2 different colors of Peeps, or take some food coloring or something like that. Whoops. Hang on. Hold that thought. Let me try to pull this one out of the oven. Okay. So, would have been good if I got a spatula out, because I didn't think about that. Wow. Who knows what you get in my kitchen. So, we're going to turn it over. Ooh, mine's I think a little too thick. You might want to roll yours a little thinner than I did. 3 minutes on the first side. And 2 minutes on the second side. So go ahead and put them back in your oven and set your timer for 2 minutes. Whoa! Or turn on your microwave. There we go. All right. So back to later this week. If you get a chance, be real careful going out to the store. But Peeps are something that would be really good to have. You also need to have, ooh, goodness, I'm dropping stuff. Some toothpicks, just regular toothpicks. Because part of the activity on Friday, it's actually an Easter curriculum that was given to us for free. And we're so thankful for the publishers because it's going to be a fun celebration. Now, Friday's not normally some day that you would celebrate. That's the day that we remember when Jesus died on the cross and all of the sadness that comes with that. But Easter Sunday is a celebration. So you can either do it on Friday night when we launch that, or you can do it Saturday, or you can do it Sunday, but you're going to need some Peeps. And you're going to need a microwave. You're going to need some toothpicks. That's one of the activities. And you're also going to need some socks. Now, I'm sure if your house is anything like mine, you probably have a pile of socks. Now, for this game that we have, you're going to need quite a bit of socks. So go ahead and get your clean socks out. I wouldn't recommend the dirty ones. That's kind of gross. But anyways, those are some things that you'll need to take part in this fun celebration. It's called Easter Jam, and I'll be putting it live on Friday night. So you get a choice of when you want to do it together as a family. But remember, we're celebrating the Easter season, and we're celebrating that Jesus died on the cross to save us from our sins. So if you get a chance, guys, go ahead and look at the videos that we've been doing this week. We've been having so much fun bringing you guys some videos. They're all on the children's ministry page. Okay, let's see. Uh-oh. I don't think mine are crispy enough yet. I think I'm going to give them a little bit longer. So they're getting there. I could pick them up, but be careful, that's hot. But I'm going to put mine back in for a little bit longer because I think I made mine a little too thick. So when you're making yours, if you're doing this later than the event, go ahead and make them really thin. I'm thinking I probably had mine double that. But make them really thin like a cracker would be, because, yeah, mine are kind of squishy. So anyways, guys, I am so excited to get the chance to find different ways to celebrate the season with you guys. I sure miss spending time with you, and looking forward to the days when we can celebrate all together again. Let me think through my list. Did I forget anything? Well, if I did, it's too late now. Well, guys, I hope that we get a chance to worship God together on Sunday. Be sure to check out the church's link for the worship services. And again, on Friday, look for our link to Easter Jam. All right, guys, so I am going to sign off now. Hope you had a good time. Bye-bye.